Hello, hello, hello. Hey, PP Gate, how are you doing? Yes, sorry I'm a little bit moving a little bit slow here today. I'm not gonna shouldn't be too long of a stream. I'm just uh brain's working a little slow today. A little too much water aerobics yesterday. But I hope everyone's doing well. In the description I have a Patreon and I have a my Twitch channel should be linked in there. My what else should be there? Uh, I'm having my PayPal, my PayPal. Sorry. Um, but let's just go ahead and get into it because I'm just gonna kind of make this one short. But I do know. Yeah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, oh, there was a couple announcements. What was it? The 14th of September, around 4 p.m. EST. I will be celebrating my 32nd birthday, so we will have a birthday stream coming up. Um, and I have a stream coming up Sunday, I think. Whatever day the fourth falls on that day. Um, I can't remember exactly what the title was to that one, so bear with me on that one. Then I have a couple other streams coming up. Some of the titles still haven't been put on those ones, but I do know for a set fact the 14th of September, 32nd or 33rd birthday. Oh my God, I keep saying the age I am now. Holy fuck, I keep messing up. But yeah, we will have a birthday stream. Um, may not be super duper long on that day, but I will be doing that stream, and I'm hoping directly after this stream to be over on uh Twitch to play. I haven't decided if I want to try Fallout 4 yet, or if I want to play a game I already own. So directly after this, I will be going live on Twitch. Game to be determined, though. Never know. I might play Fall Guys. I never know. But let's go ahead and get into this list so we can get this knocked out. Woohoo! I'm in one of those stages today. Okay. Should I start from the bottom of the list, or work my way up to number one, or start at number one? I'll let you pick, PP Gate. You get to pick where we start. We go from the top of the list or start at the bottom and work our way up. Do, 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 do. Start from last? Okay. Okay. Okay, so this is my favorite Disney movie list. So if you have any you want to throw in the comment section, I'll keep from bottom up. Yep. 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 And if you have some favorite Disney movies or whatnot, you can put them in the chat or whatnot, and I'll try to highlight them in between the ones that I read off. There may not be a whole like I know some of these it might have been a few years since I've watched them, but they are still on my top 20 list basically I have right here. But yeah, this is a top 20 list. So, number 20, Brother Bear. I watched that I actually watched that for the first time about a year ago. So I can tell you that one about a year ago I watched that one for the first time. It's interesting. I know it's not completely accurate, I know, on certain things, I know, but I find it kind of I find it kind of cute, I guess you could say. on how it was made. I know it has some man, come on, uh, tongue ties needs to stop. Um, the it has some portrayal of, I guess I'll just say indigenous peoples, uh, culture. I don't know how completely accurate it is, so I'm not going to go completely into it. Oh yeah, it's definitely very clean. Yeah, I I miss when they've had certain. I know, yeah, a lot of Disney movies, yeah, they do have a lot of death in them. I've noticed, but it is part of life, I guess you could say. If you've noticed, 90% of the Disney movies have had nothing but like a parent dies in them or some catastrophic, crazy thing happens throughout the storyline. So I do know that that's in there, but hey, it works. I was watching something I there's one that I just watched for the very first time coming up here real soon. So I watched it like a few days ago. So I had to rewrite this list like three times because I watched a few other movies and I didn't know I would actually like them. So hey, it is what it is. And this number 19 on my list is actually Eight Below, that which also had Paul Walker in it. Yeah, pretty much indeed. Circle of Life. Yeah, definitely. I do agree on that. Yes, definitely. I I'm just trying to make sure I portray stuff a little, because this one I'm just trying to be I'm trying to find out how to be more politically correct on certain things, I guess, but slightly not, I guess. Oh yeah. Eight Below is definitely a good one. I like it. Um, I think that was almost one of the last few movies that Paul Walker did before he died. So I will have to say, I think he did like one more or two more Fast and Furious movies right after that, and then he died basically. So yeah, it was kind of a craziness, I guess you could say. This next one on my list, number 18 on my list, is called Jungle Cruise, I believe. Yeah, Jungle Cruise. It came out in the middle of last year. It had The Rock in it, or Dwayne The Rock Johnson, or whatever he wants to be called now. Um, but yeah, I watched that for the very first time just a couple days ago. It made my top 20 list. It's it was interesting. I liked it. It's just it wasn't 100% memorable for me, as far as other Disney movies that I've watched. That is another reason why this was a little bit further down my list, but I probably should have put that one as last on my list. But if I ever revise this list again, I will probably move that one down a little further, if that makes any sense or whatnot. Number 17 on my list. I don't know if you've seen this one yet. It's called Luca. It's about a like a little. I think it's made by Pixar's. Um, the little boy turns into some kind of like sea monster when he turns into the water or whatever. Yeah, I'm not really either. It was just a movie that sounded good to watch, and I was like, hey, let's give it a shot. Just like the second Journey to the Center of the Earth movie. I wish he wasn't in it. I would rather have had Brandon Fraser in there in the second one to keep the storyline the same, but I'm not going to knock Journey to the Center of the Earth too, but yeah, I still liked it. But yeah, it's on Disney Plus if you want to watch Luca. I like it. It's pretty good. I've watched it like a dozen times. The next one is one I just watched for the very first time 2 days ago, and it seems like every country seems to be wanting to pull this one off of their Disney Plus program, or every country seems to want to. The light buzz, like the Lightyear movie. So the because I guess there's supposedly some uh, a 2 second kiss between two. I guess you could say two different Buzz Lightyears kissed each other, and they were both men, I believe, if I remember correctly. And several countries just decided to pull their that show off their Disney Plus list and banned it from their country, basically. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm the only thing is I wish I could find a decent audiobook version of the actual book of Journey to the Center of the Earth, because I need audiobook form due to the fact of my learning disability, but I can never find the audiobook version of that. But it is what it is. I think they had it based. I think it was like a lot of the stuff was like set up to be like based in the 80s, I guess, or whatnot with that movie. I'd have to go back and rewatch it because, like I said, I've only watched it one time. I liked it. I found it kind of cute, I guess you could say. Again, I grew up watching Toy Story when I was a kid, so it's kind of like, oh yay, here we go, kind of a play off of Toy Story. No, we got people that throwing fits over that, but it is what it is. Oh yeah, and I definitely agree there. Uh, Definitely, people do need to get over themselves. There's another one that's going to come up that's going to be kind of controversy too here in a minute. Um, I was born in the late '80s, so I was more in the '90s, but still, I was born in '89, so so yeah, I could see that. Yeah. Well, actually, the next one's another controversial one. There we go. The uh number 15 on my list is Turning Red. We had all this uproar in other countries, and of course, religious groups on this one. Kind of just trying to think how to get the words to come out right. Making a fuss about that whole thing about. I'm trying to think of the right words to say. I know it's kind of. I should have wrote down exactly what I wanted to say on that one. It's a little hard because I'm not a female. I don't have that problem, I guess you could say. So I'm not gonna not try. Really, that's not really a problem. I should have rephrased that. My bad. But let's said situation. We'll rephrase it to that. I slapped myself on the hand on that one. Oh, it's good. I like it. It's on Disney Plus. I've watched it. I've watched it like two or three times. I liked it, but there are a lot of religious groups that are kind of still making a fuss about that one because it's talking about a girl coming of age of blah 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 of certain things. And I'm like, okay, it's a fucking movie. Get over it. And okay, well, moving on to the next one. I know I'm moving a little fast. I know that. Number 14 on my list. Inside Out. kind of play on mental illness and emotions, I guess you could say. It's it's interesting. It took me a while to watch it. I kept getting people recommending me to watch it, kept recommending me to watch it. Finally, uh, I think someone recommended that to me for like over 2.5 years to watch. Because I've had Disney Plus for almost 2.5 years now, and I had someone that kept recommending it to me, and finally, my girlfriend that I have now, she made me sit down and watch it when I was in the hospital in the end of June. So I watched Disney Plus while I was in the hospital. I watched quite a bit of movies that I was never thought I would actually watch. Way I guess it plays though. Oh yeah, definitely. I agree with you on that. Definitely. I'm just tired of like us being like everything like certain movies being censored because of religious reasons all the time or some bull crap like that. I don't jump down their throat on what they want to do. So maybe they shouldn't put their views down my throat on what I should watch. Because I don't care what they watch. I hope that makes sense to people. I'm not trying to sound like an asshole or anything like that. And what's coming out of my mouth is mostly my opinion. So better say that in case somebody doesn't like that. So go ahead and say that this is all my opinion. Oh, no, there'll be another live. It's not really a, this one's kind of one that'll be coming up here soon on my list. It's a, it's actually based on a true story, and this will be one that and it does have, and if you, later, I believe, uh, it's, you can also find the part of like the documentary of this one on YouTube. You can actually watch the documentary on one that's coming up here real soon on my list. And that's actually only a couple away from coming up. So, I'll definitely make sure to point that out. So, and then number 13 on my list, Finding Nemo. I love that one since I think that came out. Actually, it came out when I was just, I think it was my senior year of high school. Actually, it came out, and I really liked that one. I don't. It was very interesting. It might have came out the year before I graduated. It was right around that time though. I know that. I'd have to go pull up on you or pull up on Google, but that'd mean me having to jump out of my stream for a second now. I don't feel like doing that because I'm on my phone. Oh yeah, Finding Nemo's awesome. I like it. And coming up, number 12 on my list, Ratatouille. Like that one. It's definitely a cute movie, and then you got this little rat that's sitting here, making all these funny, funny. It's a funny as hell movie, but this little rat sitting here cooking food left and right, making like these top notch dishes for this restaurant. It's amazing. Okay, here's that movie. The movie that's coming up next is the one I was just telling you about. So number 11 on my list is The Fittest Hour. It's oh yeah. It's that one is a little traumatic. Yeah, I will admit that definitely. I will say that. Oh yeah. That's we're it's let's say it's in my top half. But the fine the finest hour is the movie I was telling you about, or finest hours. It's based on, I think it's the Coast Guard, I believe, around the 50s era, I guess. This guy goes. I don't really want to spoil it if you haven't seen it, so it's why I'm trying to. It came out. The funny thing is, Rotten Tomato gave it a really crappy score, but it's actually a really good movie, and it's on Disney Plus. So that's another one that's really good too. So if anyone gets a chance to watch it, it's really good. Um, and number 10. So I'm not going to really spoil the the finest hour what I was telling you about. I won't really give much of a synopsis just in case someone hasn't watched it. Oh yeah, it's there. There is, of course, there is some sadness in that one. I'm going to throw that out there, but it is. I find it to be a really good movie. I watched it with uh some there's one person that I do group watch occasionally with that's kind of around occasionally. We haven't watched a movie together in a while, but we watched that movie together on group watch on Disney Plus because you can watch up to with up to 6 people in group watch on Disney Plus. Just so you know. So yeah, you can have up to 6 people in a group watch on that. It's awesome. Okay, so number 10 on my list. Up. I found it kind of cute. Definitely kind of, but it is a little sad to see how the old man kind of, you see the depression, you know. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I didn't. I was doing watching that during the big C word. I'm not gonna say it because I know people get in trouble for saying that said word. So I don't need to get my channel fucked over or whatnot just because someone mentions said issue. I'm trying to be good. But the movie Up, yeah, I really like that. And then you got that one little Boy Scout kid always running around with his trying to get his little badges and stuff. That was pretty funny. And number 9 on my list. This one takes me way back from when I was a kid. The Jungle Book. I really, really liked that movie. Uh, it was definitely one of the top Disney movies I watched when I was a kid. And I still go back and I rewatch it, and I get the same feeling that I got when I was a kid. So that's sort of this why this one stays on. It always stays in my top 10 of Disney movies. If that makes any sense. I don't. It's just one that I can't actually like step away from watching. I know I like when I have like guests on because then I can like it's a lot more easier for me at times to like go back and forth and talk with somebody. So I will admit that it kills the dead air too. I like that too. Hoping to eventually get somebody to come on and try to get someone on every time I go live. That's just sometimes it's hard. So I hope to eventually have a. I'm hoping I can get some guests to come on my birthday stream. We'll just talk random shit, I guess you could say. Oh yeah, definitely takes me back to my childhood too. I definitely agree. And thanks for telling me that, PPG. I'm trying. I stay away from all the craziness that everyone else covers. So this this is more my style. Movies, video games, stuff like that. Actually, I think one of my streams that's coming up. I think it's uh worst bands. Um, I don't know if I put an year on it. I think that's one of those that are coming up. That might be my next stream on Sunday. I better check that because that'll suck if I don't remember. I'll definitely have to check that. I'll know like right after I end because it'll be on my StreamYard's link thingy majig. Because I already have all my streams basically set up. Okay, number 8 on my list. This one came out, I think, the middle of last year or the end of 28. Like I don't know, I think, or the end of 2020 to 2021. The movie Soul. Oh yeah, no, I totally understand it. Definitely, definitely. Um. So yeah, that was actually one I was Billy from the Geek Room's the one that told me about that one, and he suggested it to me, so I went and watched that. I I thought it was excellent. Um, but yeah, I went and rewatched that one. I watched that. I've actually watched that one probably maybe a couple times a month or something because I actually really like it. So that's number 8 on my list was Soul, and number 7 on my list, Big Hero 6. Yes, does have a traumatic thing that happened. It is sad. I do like it. It is sad though. I will admit that. That one came out like couple years ago too. So that I've watched that one probably a couple dozen times in the last year and a half or so. Sometimes I just get in a mood of just sitting there watching animated Disney movies. Actually, a lot of times I watch those when I'm in my deep depressions and not coming around and talking and not doing certain things. I'll just sit and watch Disney movies or stuff like that, I guess you could say. Number 6 on my list, Toy Story is number 6 on my list. That's another one. It's on Disney Plus, so if you get a chance to watch it, it's good. It in a way sometimes gets there is some uh out there type stuff that's in it, but what Disney movie really doesn't have something that's kind of out there? Half the time you get animals that talk, you know. So hey, you might as well. Oh yeah, Toy Story, yeah, definitely. I love Toy Story. I'd say the first two Toy Stories were my favorite, and then the other ones kind of fell off. Number 5 on my list, Wally. It kind of took me back to kind of almost remember the movie Short Circuit. This the way the robot looked and the inside that. So I'm a I actually really liked that Short Circuit movie when I was a kid. So yeah, definitely. Moments are Oh yeah, definitely. And I definitely agree with you on that one. Definitely, teachable moments are very much needed. I do agree. But Wally is like just yeah. Of course, we you can see what we've done to our planet, and I hate to say that could be our future in the past, like in the future, if we don't take care of stuff and all that. But yeah, and then you said here people not taking care of the planet. I guess you could say, in a way, yeah, I could see that possibly happen, not to maybe that extent, but yeah, I definitely could say we might have that issue of eventually having to use robots to clean our stuff up, because we fucked the world up too bad or something. But yeah, it's I guess you could say that. I'm not trying to go all down conspiracy theory lanes or any type of craziness like that. Number 4 on my list. This one is called Planes Fire Rescue, um, Fire and Plane Rescue. Yeah, my brain just went dumb on me for a second. I apologize. Oh yeah, definitely. That's got some definite warnings what we could do to the planet if we don't take care of it. And I would hate to see that ever happen. But Planes Fire Rescue. It's also a Pixar movie. It is basically this guy's he races planes. I guess you could say it's from the makers of the cars. So it's kind of a revolving door there. Oh yeah, I definitely agree. Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. I agree 100% with you on that. Definitely. Um, and then because this is the sequel to what's coming. Because I have one of them's like there's a first one and there's a second one. So you're getting. I basically just gave you what the second one. What my next one is actually the next one because the fire rescue one is the sequel to the one that's about to come up on my list. So number 3 on my list is planes. This is when he becomes a basically starts racing airplanes, and it's of course it's animated. It's set up kind of like how Cars was. Um, Cars came out. I think the first Cars came out in like early. I think it was like I think I was still in high school when it came out, and that's actually my next one anyhow. So I kind of already gave away my uh fourth, third, and second one are those ones. Oh yeah, Cars. Yeah, yeah, oh yeah. It's basically in the same set in the same universe basically as Cars. Maybe I should have said that at first on that. So the planes are doing the same thing that the race cars are doing on Cars. Basically, it's set all in the same universe. Number one on my list is going to be amazing for me because this is one of my all-time favorite movies. Yes, it's very sad, and I definitely have to say it was a very sad movie that's about to come up here in a minute. It actually still kind of makes me kind of when some of the parts and the sadness in the movie comes up, still kind of makes me kind of tug at the heartstrings, I guess you could say. They definitely have the toy merchandise, definitely. I actually have a Funko Pop that I want to get that's on my Amazon wish list. That's actually Wally. So that's one thing I want, along with the Godzilla ones I want to get, but that's here or there. I want to eventually decorate my room 'cause my room looks bare as shit. So number one on my list will be The Lion King. I've watched every single one of the other ones, but the number one, the very first one, all time favorite Disney movie. Yes, it's very sad. I wish shit didn't happen the way it did in the movie, but like like you said earlier, the circle of life is a thing that makes sense. And I got a couple honorable mentions that did not make my top list. Fox and the Hound was one of them. Um, and then like Bambi didn't make my list. They were very close to making my list, but they just didn't make the top 20 list. So Bambi and Fox and the Hound were very close to making the top part of my list, but they didn't. Um, there was another one. There was another one I wanted to mention. And it was just right there on the tip of my tongue. Um, shit, I just went blank. Damn. Um, I honestly totally forget the one I was going to say. That ain't good. But I like the movie. It's just not one that can make my top of my list. Um, The Great Mouse Detective. That's what it was. The Great Mouse Detective. That one kind of did not make my top list. I will say that it was very close, but it just didn't make the list. Um, um, there were there's a few of them that would have almost made my list. I could tell you I would have if I did any of those. One would definitely be Little Mermaid. That one would be on there. Um, then there would be oh man, I don't know. I know it's a horrible portrayal of how people seen stuff. Um, and there were some words that were said in this Disney movie that were kind of I find kind of mean to what they said to the or indigenous people. I guess would be Pocahontas. I like I liked the movie, but now look back at it, I think that's another reason why I didn't put that on my list was because of some of the stuff that was said, like to the native or indigenous people there. Yeah, I I think I know what you're talking about. I just don't 100% remember. Um, Druid. I'm gonna go ahead and run back through my list again real fast. Um, and then we'll talk for a few more minutes. Yeah, it's I just like I know like that's why I gave it kind of the honorable mention on that one on the Pocahontas one. I just didn't like really how they said certain words in there that were kind of offensive to that. I will say that. But yeah, it's definitely I did like the movie. I can't say I didn't like the movie. I just didn't like how they said certain things. So we'll run through this list one more time, and then we'll eventually shut this down here soon. So number 20 on my list was Big Brother. Number 19 on my list was Eight Below. Number 13 on my list, Jungle Cruise. Number 17 on my list was Luca. Number 16 on my list was Lightyear. Number 15 on my list, Turning Red. Number 14 on my list, Inside Out. Number 13 on my list, Finding Nemo. Number 12 on my list was Ratatouille. Number 11 on my list, The Fittest Hour. Oh yeah, definitely, yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, I love that one too. I know it's one of the last few movies that Paul Walker did. I know that before he died. And number 11 on my list, The Fittest, or oh fuck, let me start all over. I'm getting tongue tied. The, the Finest Hours, which I've mentioned this a few times. It's actually been on my channel a few times where I've mentioned this movie. But yeah, that one, which it's a very good. I still don't get why Rotten Tomato gave that a bad score though. I still don't understand that. Number 10 on my list is Up. Number 9 on my list is The Jungle Book. Number 8 on my list is Soul. And number 7 on my list is Big Hero 6. Number 6 on my list is Toy Story. Number 5 on my list is Wall-E. Number 4 on my list, Planes, Fire, and Rescue. Then number 3 is Planes. Number 2 on my list is Cars. And number 1 on my list is The Lion King. I know read through those the last read through. But I hope everyone is doing well. And I appreciate everyone that came out and watched. I started a little earlier than what I was expecting to. I was going to start at 4, but I was like, I decided to do it early. I'm doing all right. I'm just a little sore from the water aerobics I did yesterday, so I'm really feeling it today. It's hard to stand. Let's put it that way. My legs feel like rubber, which my legs feel like rubber half the time anymore, anyhow, because I have to use a walker. But other than that, it is what it is. But yeah, my legs felt like rubber, but it is what it is. Oh yeah, my of course. The 14th of September, Druid, I will be doing my birthday stream, which will be my 33rd birthday. That's coming up on the 14th of this month, or of September, well, which starts tomorrow. Um, with the damage that they said it's done to my nerves after herniating my disc after having back surgery, it did damage to the nerve in my right leg, which did cause permanent damage of filling. So I will permanently have to walk with a walker. But or hopefully eventually I get to graduate up to a cane or something. But uh, it's been kind of a stuff I kind of kept on the down low. Only a handful of people know completely what's going on. Well, I've really kind of kept it secret, I guess you could say. But it is what it is. Life goes on. Really, the only thing I can really say about it, I was dealt a set of cards in my that were a little unfair, but I just got to do with what I got to do, I guess. I hope that makes sense to people. I hope. But I'm still struggling to come to terms mentally at times with having to use a walker. I will be honest. I actually when I mentioned that the last time Miss Parker was on here, um, that I'm still struggling with that mentally. So that's why a lot of times streams have been kind of scarce for me recently. And of course, I was doing a lot of physical therapy, which that's all over now. So now it's just me doing water aerobics in the swimming pool to try to get some strength back. But yeah, I know kind of a little bit of an overshare there, but it is what it is. I'm okay with it. Just don't do what I did. Wait a week after you herniate a disc to go to the hospital. Just don't do that. Oh yeah, definitely. I could see that. Yeah. Oh, but I think what was something I was gonna say? I do think my next stream might be a music, talking about music or bands or whatever, the worst bands or whatever. So I think that's the one I have set up for Sunday, I believe. I believe. Or it's one of the ones coming up right around my birthday or whatnot. Because I'm scared. I got my all the streams set up leading up to my birthday. Oh yeah. I definitely need to start working on that list. I already can tell you one that's going to be on that list. Limp Biscuit's always going to be on that. Always makes that list. Always. Every single time makes that list. Every time. But I appreciate everybody coming out. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your day. If anybody's gonna be streaming tonight, I'll probably be in their chat. I think Hannibal Monty might stream tonight. I honestly don't know. I'll try to be there. Oh yeah, terrible hair bands. I actually don't mind some of the hair bands actually. So that's, but yeah, I can tell. I can agree with you on some of it. I'll have to look at that hair to feel. Um, but I appreciate everybody coming out. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all later on. Thanks. Peace. What's the? Oh yeah, I agree with you on that one too. We'll we'll go. I don't have a certain error. I don't think set on that. So there might be a bunch of different bands. Peace. Okay.